Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday service of Now Creations. Let me simply begin by reminding you that you have all that you need in life, the creative, loving spirit of the God presence within you. Stay in your creative, loving energy, and all will be well. I do want to invite you to three things, however. The first one is our meditation on Monday night from 7 to 8 o'clock. And then also our weekend enrichment programs on Friday evening and Saturday evening from 7 to 8:30. All three of these programs have been elevated into just higher understanding. I encourage you to join us. I think they'll be for your great benefit if you're able to do so. They can be accessed by simply going to our website, click on study groups, scroll down to Monday meditation or down to weekend enrichments. And then also tonight, we'll be having our topical conversation. And our topical conversation this evening will be on my book, The 10 Most Important Things to Know in Life. We'll be on the conclusion of the first and then moving to the second. That'll be from 6 to 7:30. You need the email to access that. If you have not been able to find that email, just make sure you email me and I'll make sure I get the link back to you. With those three invitations, let me now invite you to our morning teaching. My dear friends, it's especially exciting to be able to address you in this week's teaching for two particular reasons. The first reason is that it has been the intention of Now Creations to spiritualize the holiday season. And might I say we are off to a wonderful start in doing so, as so many of you have indicated how you thoroughly have enjoyed Thanksgiving from a spiritual perspective. It is amazing that simply the suggestion of raising your spiritual perspective, that such a richness has been brought to your Thanksgiving experience. Terrific and well done. The second reason for the excitement of today's teaching goes a little deeper. In last Sunday's teaching, we focused on the first two steps of ushering in the kingdom of God. While these first two steps are absolutely necessary to usher in the kingdom of God in your life, they were more about teachings, focusing on general spiritual principles, which again are quite important. But in today's teaching, I will be focusing in on you. What I suggest is that we need to do a few things to usher in the kingdom of God. And those are the things I would like to now address in today's teaching and in future teachings. I will be talking to you personally, as well as to myself. We'll be talking to you one-on-one. And please listen one-to-one. Thus, in today's teaching, it is entitled Ushering in the Kingdom of God, Part 2. I will first of all review the first two steps in ushering in the kingdom of God, provide a general statement of what we are specifically now doing in our lives, and then conclude with three suggestions of how we can practically usher in the kingdom of God, bringing heaven to earth as Jesus taught. First, a brief review of the first two steps. The first step, as you might recall, in ushering in the kingdom of God, is to have the right disposition of doing so. You have to have the right disposition, which means two particular things. The first one is the understanding that you have moved beyond identifying yourself simply as a human personality self, and you are now identifying yourself as a spiritual soul, as a soul spirit. Quite an achievement to have made that progression from that simple, limited human persona into viewing yourself as that eternal soul spirit. And then secondly, as a soul, you understand, you realize that the kingdom of God is the presence within you. The kingdom of God is the presence within you. And your purpose is to bring the kingdom of God into external expression as a soul spirit, using your personality self as a means of expression. We have studied and we've worked hard to understand this view of life, and now we are disposed to live this way. We have the right disposition to do so. The second step in ushering in the kingdom of God is to have the right intention of doing so. Again, you might recall this. Such a right intention has these three qualities. The first one, you have surrendered yourself to the God Spirit as your personal identity. You've surrendered yourself to the God Spirit as your identity. And now you want to usher in the kingdom of God because you realize that ushering in the kingdom of God is the absolute most important thing to be doing in life, because you are the creative love of God ushering in the kingdom. Secondly, you realize that you are now intentionally ushering in the kingdom of God right where you are. In fact, you have come to realize that you are the kingdom of God wherever you are. It doesn't matter where you are. What really matters is who you are. And you are the conscious, creative love ushering in the kingdom of God right where you are. Terrific. And lastly, you realize that the kingdom of God is not a destination, but rather the purpose of your journey. The purpose of your journey is to be a creative, loving expression of God, wherever you are. With this review of the right disposition, and then secondly, the right intention of ushering in the kingdom of God, we are now ready for the third step, namely, how to practically apply it in our personal lives. Now, before I get into the three specific practices, the three specific qualities, and a statement for each, I want to make an introductory comment that will nicely present what we are really doing. This introductory statement comes from a course in Mastering Alchemy, and I believe that it states exactly what we are doing. The statement is, you are rewiring yourself. You are rewiring yourself. I believe that this statement is absolutely true. We are rewiring ourselves. Let me explain. In a nutshell, we are getting rid of the old thoughts of the personality self, and especially the reliance of the personality self on family, religion, and social institutions. And we are now introducing a new way of thinking, that focuses on our direct connection to the God Spirit. We have found the kingdom of God within us, which truly feels right, and it works every time. We no longer rely on outdated prayers and rituals that satisfied the old personality self. But now we focus on the spiritual presence within us, even when we use the old prayers and rituals, where the focal point now is not on the words, but rather on the energy, on the spirit that is within you, that is generating those words. You've changed from simply reciting words to being able to now express your inner spirit. Now, this notion of rewiring gives a much deeper understanding to the familiar teaching that we are not simply human beings having that spiritual experience, but rather we really are spiritual beings who are having this human experience. You see, in the past, while still stuck in the personality self, we would say, oh yes, we would say many times, yes, we are spiritual beings having this human experience. But then we would revert back to the same old human experience. It might have felt good to say that we were spiritual beings, that warm fuzzy did not have the power to change us because we had not rewired ourselves. We had not satisfactorily changed our thinking and our experience. Would you not say that this was so? We hadn't changed enough. But not anymore. Not anymore. We have rewired ourselves. We have changed our thoughts and our experiences. And now we are ready to move full steam ahead and ushering in the kingdom of God. We clearly realize that our world will change only and as soon as we change it. And we are now ready to do so. Thus, let me now address the third step in ushering in the kingdom of God. First, there was the right disposition and the right intention to do so. So now we're ready for that third step, the right application. And I will be talking not simply to anyone in life. I really want to be talking to you. I want to be talking to myself. For together, we are ushering in the kingdom of God in our lives, in our community. Some of what I say will not be new to many of you, but some will be new. But what I simply want to suggest to you is that it is these three qualities that now really demand further insight. We are ready now for the first quality of ushering in the kingdom of God. But it is best introduced by its opening statement. The opening statement for the first quality of applying the ushering in of the kingdom of God is this: you must create a radiant, pure environment for yourself. You must create a radiant, pure environment for yourself. Because the kingdom of God must be first within you before you can apply it, express it. You must create a radiant, pure environment within yourself. Now, only this will be something that you will be able to know most for yourself. You will know what to do. But I would like to suggest to you that some of what you will be doing will include either some or all of the following 6 things. Again, these 6 things might not be new to your mind, but they might be new to your experience. It's one thing to know, but it's quite another to faithfully, daily do. Perhaps these 6 things will be a good barometer as to how you are doing. The first one is to begin your day, preferably before you get out of bed, with a dedication of your day. A dedication of your day to bringing in the kingdom of God, to bring in awareness to the planet. I have shared with you my morning statement. I say it every morning before I get out of bed, and I love it. I simply say, I will love everyone today. And in so doing, I am ushering in the kingdom of God. Say it every morning, said it this morning. I will love everyone today. And in so doing, I am ushering in the kingdom of God. May I now tell you why I say it? I say it because it reflects my deepest purpose and the truth of my life in these 2 ways. My deepest purpose and the truth of my life. First, it is vitally important to love everyone I will encounter during the day, making each one of these encounters a holy encounter. Such encounters are exactly what I want for the other. And they are exactly what I want for myself. I want to have a holy, loving encounter. Do you not as well? Such an encounter clearly reflects the universal values of oneness and love, which are the most significant qualities of the 5th dimensional self that we are developing. Do such encounters often offer challenges at times? You bet they do. But the challenges are not about what the other people are doing, but rather what I need to do to empty myself of the residual lower energy, which for me means to be more understanding, more patient, more allowing. It's about me doing better. Secondly, ushering in the kingdom of God, a second reason why I like it so much, has brought to me a definite daily meaning in my life. Think about this. Many times people are confused about their meaning or purpose in life. Life just seems to be too complex to understand a meaning or a purpose. Thus, when I say that my purpose in life is to usher in the kingdom of God today, it gives me a well-defined and highly inspirational motivation that is truly what I am doing. Moreover, ushering in the kingdom of God, listen closely, is what I can give myself fully to. Haven't you wanted to give yourself fully to something? Ushering in the kingdom of God is what I can give myself fully to. It is what I most want to do because it is the most fulfilling thing that I have come to know in my life. Ushering in the kingdom of God from the creative love that is consciously at the center of our being. It brings meaning, clarity, and truth to my daily life before I get out of bed. I know what I'm doing, and so do you. I heartily encourage you to think about a saying such as this. And I'm very happy to see that many of you have said you kind of say something very similar when you rise in the morning. Truly, its value is valueless, so far beyond the ordinary things of the world. The second daily practice. The second daily practice I recommend is a combination of daily spiritual exercises, at least of a half-hour duration. Let me explain. You will know what is best for you, but I suggest the following two things with a few options. The first of the two is to spend at least a half hour in meditation, or simply sitting quietly and allowing the Spirit to speak to you. Just sitting quietly. You will know what is best for you, but I think it's very, very important for us to be able to understand these two things. First, spiritual reading can be very helpful as well. But the problem is that spiritual reading, without taking the time to ponder what you are reading, is quite easily forgotten when you begin the busyness of your day, as many of you have come to know. The advice of Paramahansa Yogananda is quite valuable when he says, read less, meditate more. Read less, be quiet more. I would certainly second that recommendation. And secondly, do not think that you can consistently meet the dramas of the day without adequate spiritual preparation. Again, preferably in the morning. I will be talking about dealing with the dramas of others in a later teaching, but I want to emphasize now that the residual drama energies that you are in have to be released. And they're only going to be released by meditation. While each one of us has made wonderful spiritual progress, we still have to acknowledge sometimes we have those lower energies of judgment, fear, worry, and they continue to occur. We need not sidestep these issues anymore, nor can we pretend they don't exist. This is where the law of attraction becomes so very important. Here we go. The best way to rid yourself of the lower energies is to follow the clear guidance of the law of attraction, which states, stop focusing on the lower energies, and what you will stop focusing on will lessen in intensity. Start focusing on the higher energies, and what you start focusing on will increase. This is why meditation and quiet time are so important. They focus our attention on the higher energies. And in so doing, you will have the best opportunity of releasing the lower energies because you're no longer feeding them. This is important to know. The second aspect of the spiritual exercises concerns the exercise of your physical body. Again, you will know what is best for you. But may I offer you, first of all, a little word of caution, and then make a few suggestions of what you might do. First, the caution. Please recognize the limits of your present physical body. Do not try to exercise beyond your present ability to do so. You are not in competition with anyone, and yet there are probably a few things, a few exercises you can do. Just don't extend beyond your capacity. Sometimes just even sitting quietly will bring health to your body. Okay, having made this initial comment, there are several types of exercises that perhaps some of you might want to be able to do. Again, you'll know the best ones for you. I'm just going to suggest the following three. The first one to do is a stretching and tensing yoga exercises. While I highly recommend the energization exercises of Paramahansa Yogananda, which I have done faithfully every morning for the last 25 years, and I've done them again this morning, you'll know the right exercise or if a yoga class is important for you. Secondly, some of you might enjoy a more vigorous workout, like running and weightlifting, and perhaps using a gym will be very helpful to you, using your Silver Sneakers card as well. Again, just do what feels right for you. And then thirdly, a third physical exercise is perhaps the simplest one, and that is just walking, perhaps for at least 15 or 30 minutes. Many of you do this regularly, whether you do it on a treadmill, whether you go to a gym, walk outside in nature, or perhaps maybe just walking in your neighborhood. Or maybe, sitting in a chair and just lifting your feet. They all work. Two last comments about spiritual and physical exercises are helpful. You will know them, but both are good reminders for all of us. The first one, be consistent in your daily exercises. Daily consistency, even of a shorter duration, seems to work better than longer sporadic exercises. Get into the habit of daily consistency. I know a lot of people say, I'm just not disciplined. I'm not wired to do that. You are, and you can when you want to, and realize the importance of so doing. Which brings me then to the second point. The second point on consistency is one that has really helped me personally, and that is making sure that you can do a daily exercise that easily fits in to your daily schedule. The operative word is easily fitting into your schedule. Don't try to focus on a longer exercise that is just too hard to consistently do. In fact, if possible, which I do, schedule your spiritual and physical exercises into your day, and if possible, at the same time. This will assist you to develop the discipline of daily consistency. Let me end today's teaching here. I initially thought that I would be able to fully present the quality of applying the kingdom of God in this one session. I did not even come close. There is much more that I want to share with you in bringing in this kingdom of God. Much more practical information to share. But for now, work on these first two practices that deal with creating a radiant, pure environment for yourself. That deal with creating a radiant, pure environment for yourself. These are these two fundamental ways of ushering in the kingdom of God. Remember the first one, to set your daily intention of ushering in the kingdom of God in the morning, preferably before you get out of bed. And then secondly, the establishment of a daily spiritual and physical exercise program for the soul and the body. More is coming that will all be in due time. Oh yes, we are ushering in the kingdom of God together. That's what makes it so much fun, so enjoyable. Let me now take you into meditation, and what a joy it is to do so. Let's begin by, again, just for a moment, focusing on the breath and allowing the breath just to do what it does. Let it simply settle you. Let it relax your body. Reduce your mental chatter and bring you to the fore. Please begin. And would you just say to yourself, well, here I am. Here I am. This is me. This is me. It is not my personality self, although I have one, but it is me. It's my soul spirit. This is the guiding part of me. This is what sets the tone, the direction. And would you say to yourself, the essence of me is the creative energy of God. Say that to yourself. The essence of me is this creative, loving energy of God. This is me. Is not this you? This creative, conscious, loving energy of the God Spirit. I mean, after all this work you put into this, have you not come to this conclusion? This is me. I am the conscious, loving, creative energy of the divine. This is me. I trust that brings a smile to your soul. You know clearly who you are. I am the conscious, loving, creative energy of the God Spirit. That's me. I'm no longer confused about who I am or what I'm doing. I know exactly who I am. I am a conscious, creative, loving energy of the God Spirit. Clear as a bell. And what I most want to do is to be a conscious, loving, creative energy of the God Spirit. That's what I most want to do. It's what I most want to do. It's the most fun of life, the great joy. In using my personality self, my human vehicle, as the means of doing so. In all of the various ways that the human vehicle and the world allows for expression. You're probably saying to yourself, I couldn't have designed it better if I did it myself. Well, you did. That's why it works. You did it yourself. The key for us now is applying this. And in order to do so, you must create a radiant, pure environment on a daily basis in order to do so. You must create a radiant, daily environment in order to do so. You know those first two steps. Dedicating the day in love, and doing your spiritual and physical exercises. Oh yes, there's a lot more to come, but what a foundation, what a start we're off to. I bet that smile in your heart is broadening to one on your face as well. Here we go.
Deep within, peace resides, faith abounds, and love abides. The light shines bright to illumine love without.
Well, you must have a smile within your heart and certainly one on your face as well. Before closing, I did want to call your attention to the beautiful yellow roses that members of Now Creation sent to me the last couple of days. And I just want you to know that I took the time to smell them for all of you. Let's continue to take the time to smell the roses. Namaste, dear ones. Namaste.
Wonderful.